Hello and welcome back to another episode of TWIG, and this week Galaxite have added new UI which looks extremely cool. Also, Galaxite's Chronos Mega Tournament is taking place the day this video comes out, and we also have a bit more information on Season 5 which is really exciting, so let's get into the video. So, as always, I'll start off by putting the changelogs for this week's update on the screen now, so you can pause the video and read them if you want. So, the new items in the shop this week are the rare Pet Golden Retriever avatar, the rare Toilet Paper avatar, the epic Butterfly Girl Orange avatar, the rare Snow Foxtail avatar, the legendary Mermaid avatar, and the epic Catgirl Evo avatar. So, when Season 4 was released, Galaxite made a few little changes with the UI to make it look a bit nicer and make it feel a bit nicer, and I thought it was really cool back then. But this week, Galaxite have made some huge changes to the UI on the server, and I think it looks amazing. First of all, the art is really nice, and it also makes the different menus a lot easier to navigate and sort of, a lot easier to use, which is the whole point of a UI, so it's really good. And I think especially for new players who aren't used to the server, having this new UI, which is a lot easier to understand, will make joining different games and going through different menus a lot easier. And I think it is just really nice. So there's not just been changes to how different menus look, there's also been changes to how they work altogether. Because you've probably noticed in the hub that you've got a lot less things in your hotbar. Because before this week's update, you only had one free slot in your hotbar. Everything else was filled with different items that would take you to different menus. But now a lot of that has been removed, and a lot of the different things have been put into one section. And I guess it's just to sort of make it feel a bit less cluttered in your hotbar, and also you can just sort of access everything in one convenient place. And you've got a lot of different things in that one section, which I do think is a really good idea, and making use of the new UI that looks really cool. But it's just convenient having everything in that one place. So some of my other favourite changes that have been made this week with the UI and menus are, first of all, when you punch a player in the hub to add them as a friend, invite them to a party, or look at their stats, it now brings you to a new menu where you can still do all of those things, but you can also see the skin that that player is using and their favourite game, as well as how many wins they've got in that favourite game. At the moment, it just sort of automatically picks your favourite game based on which game you've got the most games played in. But I do think that Galaxite want to change that in the future so that you can pick which game you want to display as your favourite game. Secondly, another change that I really like is that when you're in a game, particularly a team game, and you go to the extra things menu, you can change which channel you want your chat to go in. So you can pick global, party, and team. So that means that when you type in chat, it'll either go to everyone, which is global, or just to your party, or just your team. And I think that's really useful. It's a really quick way of switching which chat you want to use. And finally, the last change that I want to specifically mention is changes with the UI for the Battle Pass. Because the new Battle Pass UI looks really cool. It's split up into different pages, so to look at the different items you've got to go to different pages, but you can also skip specifically to which page you want to look at, which page of Battle Pass items, and it just looks really cool. And you can sort of go specifically to which part of the Battle Pass you want to look at, which is quite convenient. And so last week, Galaxite released a new LTM in Chronos called Chronos Mega, and it's essentially just a normal game of Chronos, but with two huge teams that are battling against each other, and it can go up to 16 versus 16, which can get pretty hectic. So the LTM is pretty cool, but also last week, Galaxite announced that they would be doing a huge 64-player tournament in the LTM, and that tournament is taking place the day this video comes out. So in last week's video, I did talk a little bit about how the tournament would work based on what information we had at the time, but since then we have got a little bit more information on how the tournament will work, such as who's on what team. So I'll just talk a little bit about that now. So first of all, 64 players will be split up into 4 different teams of 16 players, And yeah, last week we didn't know who was in which team, but now we do. So the first two teams are made up of players who prefer to play on the North American servers on the NA region. So yeah, here's everyone on Team 1, and you'll notice that there's a team captain. Each team has a team captain who's basically a helper on the server. And then, so here's the second team, another team made up of players who prefer to play on the NA region. And then here over to the third team, which is a team made up of players who prefer to play on the European servers, on the EU region. And yeah, here's Team 4. Because yeah, the second two teams, like Team 3 and Team 4, they are made up of players who prefer to play on the EU region. So basically, how the tournament will be structured is the first two teams, so the teams that prefer to play on the NA region, they will play 3 rounds of Chronos Mega against each other, basically a best of 3. Whoever wins that best of 3 will go into the final, and yeah, those 3 rounds between the Team 1 and Team 2, they'll be played on the NA servers because those two teams prefer to play on the NA region, and then the third and fourth team, those are teams made up of players who prefer to play on the European servers. They will play 3 rounds against each other, 3 rounds of Chronos Mega, and once again, the best of 3. Whoever wins that best of 3 will go into the final with the winner of the NA best of 3. So then you've got the final, one team from NA, one team from EU. There'll be a final best of 3 played between those two teams, and then whoever wins that best of 3 will be the winners of the tournament. But yeah, the last 3 rounds, the final, they will be played on the NA servers, just because you've sort of got to pick one. You can't just do like in between. Yeah, so that will be played on the NA servers. So you might have noticed before when I showed you the teams and who's on them that I'm on Team 4. So yeah, I'm participating in the tournament, I'm taking part. And yeah, I'm also going to be streaming it live on Twitch. So yeah, if you're watching this early enough so that the tournament hasn't already happened yet, then yeah, I'm streaming it on Twitch. The tournament starts like the day this video comes out, November the 6th, at 4 p.m. BST, which is 12 p.m. EST, and you can just sort of convert that to whenever your time zone is. And yeah, I'll be streaming it live on Twitch at twitch.tv/BaconBuddyMC. You can also find the link in the description. So before the video ends, I'm just going to quickly go through some of the other changes that have happened this week. So first of all, the hub has been reverted back to how it was before all of the Halloweeny spooky changes. Because yeah, just before Halloween, there was quite a lot of changes to the hub. It was sort of completely changed, felt completely different. And yeah, it was just to sort of make it more spooky for Halloween. But this week it was reverted back to how it was before all of those changes. And secondly, another prop hunt map has been added, and it's the last prop hunt map to be added from the prop hunt build contest. It's Kyoto. So yeah, the first 2 maps from the prop hunt build contest, the first 2 winners, Circus and Sphinx Ship, they've already been added in the past, but Kyoto still wasn't added yet until this week. But yeah, it's finally been added. Kyoto was built by LavyGS and Null, and yeah, it is just a really nice map. So that's it for this week's episode of TWIG. Remember, if you're here early watching this video before the tournament ends, I'm streaming it live on Twitch, so you can go over there to the link in the description. But also, even if you're not early, you can still go over and check out the Twitch, give me a follow, because I also do other streams, not just for the tournament. So yeah, bye.